Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Greater Noble High Family. Before I continue, could you please subscribe to this YouTube channel, comment on our video, give us thumbs up, and also share our videos. My respected fans, it is everywhere today that Nigerian politicians, Nigerian leaders' behavioral attitudes across all boards, across relationships, across institutions today, across stratas and economies are questionable. They don't show empathy for the elderly. They don't show empathy for disabled people. They don't show empathy for youth. They don't show empathy for the children. They don't show empathy toward the development of Nigerian society. What drives them is self-aggrandizement factor towards personalizing public fund and public wealth. If you think that I'm making it up, watch this video, stay tuned and stay rich.
Sir, thank you, sir. We are not land grabbers. We are developers. Developers, what about developers? We have papers, sir. We have submitted this paper to the authority. Verifiable. Hold on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You submitted one year, that's your fault. Approval is yes, sir. Nice. You have that show.
This is area council.
This is area council. Who told you? That's why you make it. Hey, keep quiet. If you are an illiterate, you're an illiterate. Every man in FCT belongs to FCT.
We know.
And that was why
now
went and sold land. This time they don't know anything. The Spirit God said you don't have power. And all they did was to apply to us to place down them that picture and give them CFO. You don't sit here to talk about.
So, do we go back to the area council? Do we go back to the area council
yes, we are
in contact.
But yeah, we'll take our land. Not if you like, go and carry across, and the worst one is go and carry across. Who told you we have a car?
We did not harass you, sir. It's a lie, yo. We didn't harass them, oh. It's a lie, yo. It is a lie, sir.
Yes. You know I will listen to you. You have taken the laws into your hands.
No, we never did.
We never did, sir.
It's a wrong information,
It's a wrong information.
Listen. We don't even know the reason why.
It's okay, sorry. So what's happened?
Who told you? Let me say clearly now. We have declared war. Abuja is returning to beggar city. If you know you have a sister, you have a brother who is a beggar on the road, please, from next week, we will carry them.
Okay.
We will take them out.
Is that right?
I mean, it is embarrassing that people who come in, the first thing they see are just beggars on the road. Sometimes too, they may not be beggars. They may be criminals. So I'm giving you a public holiday from now till Sunday. From Monday, we will pack them
away.
Let us know that we have a city that we can call a city.
A city.
It's very embarrassing. We are fighting insecurity. And people will carry plates as if they are. Maybe they may be informants. So please, have it at the back of your mind that it's not only infrastructure. We owe you to give you good security so you can sleep well. Sometimes we don't need to make you happy. Sometimes we don't need to. What is important is that we must do our work. If you're not happy, well, there's nothing we can do. But for the overall interest of the people, it's key, and for security.
Look, I mean, you are into businesses, you are, a media mogul, which I know very well, been in the same industry. After all, there was a year you were, quoted by, listed by Forbes International as one of the richest Africans and one of the richest Nigerians, which is why Nigerians are surprised that you will grant an interview and you'll be saying that, the 14 million that you earn as a senator, everything, including everything, is not enough. That is not enough even for you to, go to your constituency. Nigerians are asking, what is that 14 million spent upon? Just to buy fuel? And they say, after all, you have a private jet. Maybe you don't use it again. You fly commercial flight. But even then, 14 million is a lot of money. At a time, Nigerians can't get 70,000 naira minimum wage.
No, Ruben, let me tell you, I heard that you people in Arise discussed that. What I told Sheung of another television, I said that 14 million is too little for my colleagues. Mind you, these are people who have made politics their career. These are people who earn no other income. I'm not talking only about myself. I sit with some of my colleagues who need help from me, who need help from other colleagues, who the 14 million cannot even do to work. I use that 14 million. I can show you, Ruben, I want you to take me on 3 weeks' time. I will provide you an asset banking account where I use that 14 million to pay my staff salary. Out of the 14 million, 9.8 million goes to staff salaries.
You mean now?
I will provide it for you. An asset bank will bear witness. I will take an affidavit in the court of competent jurisdiction. So it becomes a legal document. So you can take me to court.
Okay.
So let me tell you, out of 14 million, I pay 9.8 million to salaries of my staff in the constituency and in the office in Abuja. And these are money that provided not only for me to put in my pocket. It's not my money. It's the money of office of a senator representing Abia North. Those money is if my aides are traveling, they need to pay transport from there to go to Abia to the constituency. If my aides are sick, they need to get that money to treat themselves. If I am sick, I have to get from there to treat myself. We need to repair the cars I will use, the committee cars, we need to repair everything that we need to do. And dressing allowance is there. Any allowance you talk is encompassing. This is what I said, and I don't shy away from it. And to my colleagues who are senators, that is not enough for them. That is the truth. Because I sit in the Senate, I interact with my colleagues who are senators. And they talk to me, they talk to others, we talk among ourselves. If you check 14 million naira, which I get and most other people get,
a month,
it is nothing to people who work, who are not even elected, who are being given so much money for doing.
So the reason why I say this man no go fit be a Nigerian president, he go fit sell Nigeria. You see this one in program say money not the belly for him. Now money be your problem. It can never be satisfied. Now you are bringing other senators inside. You are linking them in. Then send you.
No responsible, reasonable Nigerian who is not under the influence of alcohol like Wike will suggest Wike as vice president. One day he will just be sitting down. Atiku will just come out with blood in his head as president. And Peter will be left our party because of Wike. Because Wike supported the Chris Uba side during the during the delegate Congress. And that was why he left the party.
You sit down with the governor who's your friend, because even when you discovered him of such, you said you managed him, and that time you were managing him, you also recommended him. Who recommended him as minister? A minister, you did. So you also recommended him, even though you knew that you were trying to manage him. You sent him to the federal cabinet. So in other words, it might be that you're saying this because both of you are not in good terms. He was a good man to you. And yes, you don't recommend someone who.
I wish you knew those who are good men to me.
Mr. Michi, you wouldn't. If I'm your friend, you wouldn't recommend me if I'm a bad man. And
just listen. In politics, there are decisions you just implement. As a governor, there's what Nigerian politicians call you must consult. Now, by the time we were ready to nominate ministers, we agreed to nominate somebody. And we nominated the person. The person was accepted. Well, the person was not accepted, so we replaced the person with another person. Now, there's one ministerial nomination that came to the office of the chairman of the Governors Forum, which is the Minister of State for South-South. And it was given to me. Again, in this issue of Nigerian politicians, when they say you must carry us along, I came back home and said, listen, the president has agreed that I should nominate Minister of State for South-South. Who do we send? If a friend of mine and his friend, who he brought to us, and now we own him as our friend, because he remained with us despite the fact that this man went away. Chuma, who became my commissioner for commerce, now advised that our friend is a bit depressed since I removed him as chief of staff. That we don't want to have a medical crisis in our hand. I won't see the details. That if we don't want to have the medical crisis in our hand, we should please put him forward. That he thinks that the federal government can control his activities. So if we put him forward, he thinks that the president, he may not be as reckless as he will be in the state.
So he was correct when
I said we did.
He was correct when he said that you tried to get rid of him when you nominated him to be minister.
I wish him luck. One thing I do in life is that if I'm privileged to nominate you, I finished. How you manage your position, what you do
I'm
with
saying
it.
That. I mean, that's what he said.
How can I?
He said there was
Don't forget that.
He said there was a sinister motive. That was why you nominated him. It wasn't altruistic.
Oh, that I was trying to get him away from Port Harcourt?
Yes.
Oh, first I've got him out of my government because I knew he wasn't qualified to be my government. It was just because Chuma came with that advice. If Chuma didn't come with that advice, and that is the worst advice I've accepted in life, and that is the worst decision I've made in life, to have listened to Chuma and put him forward when I knew who he was. I was overwhelmed by the number of people who spoke to me about the issue of the consequences. And if we don't want to lose a friend, then we must swallow the bitter pill.
Well,
and don't forget, I had to work on the issue of, oh, Governor, you're always stubborn. And I backed out.
We're still talking about way forward. I mean, because some people will say that if you say that the governor must stop supporting violence and you're saying it here on television, there is no way, that kind of recommendation is going to work. What is your own party going to do? What is your own side going to do?
On the election day? Is it on the election day or what?
Even now.
That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is fall on the side of the law. We're the victims. We're helpless. It is the responsibility to, listen, I took an oath of office as a governor. I swear that I will protect lives and properties. That's all. Nothing more. I didn't see anything in that oath. So it is the governor's responsibility. If I were to be him, and this is the man inciting violence, I either prosecute him. I will prosecute anybody if I were to be the governor. And I did. So I either prosecute him, or if it's beyond me, let's assume that, he has the protection of the federal government, he's so close to the president that he sleeps in the president's bedroom, I'll walk up to him. Do you enjoy people losing their lives?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now that you have watched this video, could you please subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment, like, and share our video. Thank you.